ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, we're live. Okay.
We are.
That's
Oh, that is funny. Oh, goodness.
We
Oh,
are.
goodness. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry about being a little late. The
Yeah.
potato needed a bottle,
Yeah.
so he was taking a nap, so his feeding schedule was all over the place. So.
Excuse me.
Welcome, Secret Message
Yes.
Chat.
What's up, Secret Message Chat?
They're
What's up,
excited
Secret
to see this
Chat?
one.
Yes. It's a good one. It's one of my, full disclosure, I think this is one of my all-time favorite Christopher Lee films. Like, I think he should have won an award for his performance in this. I do. So you're in for a treat, especially that person that said that Christopher Lee can't act and he always plays himself.
Oh yes,
They
I
have clearly
remember
never
that.
seen this film, but
I remember that.
yeah. So this is I will definitely die on this hill. I think this is one of his best performances he's ever done. So
Hey, Tom and the gang, welcome to the chat.
sup,
Hey,
Tom
Tom
and
and
the
the
gang.
gang.
Hopefully
Sup,
you
Nolan?
sell
Sup, 80?
a lot of wings and pizza tonight again.
Yeah, and Tom said that they have not seen this one actually, so
Really?
it's gonna be fresh eyes for them in the bar, so that's gonna be fun.
I will definitely say it's a lesser known and severely underrated. Like, it is very good. You're in for a treat.
Yes. All right. So again, this is one of those where we couldn't find a lot of facts. That's how lesser known it is.
Yes. Yes. However, I do know some stuff about it, so
There you
I'm
go.
not. You're going to still get some information. If you will recall, during our viewing of The Reptile with our famous man in the bushes looking into the windows, that film, this was paired with it as a double feature,
Nice.
and this is the third
Sorry.
no, you're fine.
I tried muting.
It's all right. This was the third collaboration between Christopher Lee and Don Sharp, following the Devil Ship Pirates and The Face of Fu Manchu. This is also the exact same sets, like I mentioned last night and during Dracula Prince of Darkness. They were filmed back to back in 1965 at Brace Studios. And Lee, Matthews, and Shelley and Farmer appeared in both of the films. So
Nice.
you will definitely see the same exact sets that were used in Prince of Darkness within this film. So,
All right. So, if everybody wants to watch along, the movie link is in the description. We'll give you guys a couple seconds to pull that up if you haven't already.
let me go ahead and fix the
No.
audio so it doesn't like destroy my eardrums as soon as we start.
Yes, Nolan, that is true. The gentleman from that. Hey, Derek, how's it
up,
going?
Hey,
How
Derek.
are you, my friend?
You
It's
mean
been a
the
while.
20th Century Fox were just blasting your ear?
Yeah, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Derek, I'm gonna have the reactions started to be uploaded tomorrow. So if you're keeping an eye out for them, I fell behind this week because we're moving stuff around. So I do apologize. Okay, secret message chat. Oh, a Christopher Lee movie. By the way, I'm the one that said that Christopher Lee can't act. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Well, hey,
Ooh.
hopefully you will be a convert after this and you will see that he can act in this. But if
Yes.
not, that's fair. You may just not like him.
Yeah, I mean that happens. That
It does,
happens.
yeah. It does.
So somebody says I'm still tired from the strain binge last night, but it's completely worth it. No regrets.
Oh,
Me too,
yeah,
bro.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
why
wake up until Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I got me a monster for tonight, so I'm ready.
Yeah. Like last
Yeah, I
night,
didn't.
I had that tea and I was like jittery till like 3 a.m. I was like, ah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't I didn't wake up until like 1 p.m. I was just so tired.
Oh, you slept in.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's
Normally I
gonna be
wake
me.
up at 9 o'clock.
That's gonna be me tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna try to sleep until 2 p.m. I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
Nice.
Nolan's in a bad mood because his eBay package is running late. Oh man.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh,
Everybody seems to be ready. Tom and the gang have it pulled up at the bar. film students that want to watch along, they have it picked up. So I guess whenever we're ready, you guys, we can get
All
started.
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, before I do the countdown, I just want to give kind of the basic information of this film.
Hmm.
This is another Don Sharp film. It was directed by him. It was written by Anthony Hines. The cinematography is also done by Michael Reed, who did Dracula, Prince of Darkness. So you're going to see a lot of kind of more of those kind of familiar shots and transitions and lighting and all of that good stuff from that film. This came out on March 6th in 1966. It was the budget was approximately £100,000, and like I said,
Wow.
it was paired with The Reptile and was distributed by Warner Brothers, or excuse me, Warner Path Distributors. And but I think our version is the 20th Century Fox one, which is
Hmm.
fine. And Don Bakes did the music, and this stars Christopher Lee, Barbara Shelley, Ricard Pasco, and Francis Matthews. So we're gonna see a lot of the same cast and crew from Dracula, Prince of Darkness return, playing different characters. And of course, this is based off of Rasputin, and it's just a good time.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily know if I would classify this as a straight horror film.
Right.
There are kind of horror themes with just the fact like he's a psycho murderer kind of
Hmm.
thing. But yeah, it's a good time. I would kind of compare it to a more tamer American Psycho.
Hmm.
So just if you're wanting to know what to expect, and I will read a quote from Christopher Lee and then do the countdown. So Lee is quoted saying, "The only way you can present him, meaning Rasputin, is the way he was historically described. He was a lecher and a drunk and definitely had healing powers. So he was a saint and a sinner. There were
Hmm.
very few good sides to him. Rasputin is one of the best things I have done." And Sharp in 1992 also said that I think it's the best thing Chris Lee's ever done. Rasputin was supposed to have had this ability to hypnotize people. Well, Chris practically developed that ability within this film. So, without further ado, I am ready when everyone else is.
I am
I
ready.
am ready too.
All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Rasputin, the Mad Monk.
I
There we
think I've
go.
only ever watched this movie once in the past, so this is gonna be
Yeah.
really cool to rewatch
Oh
it and
yes. It's a
notice
fun time.
things that I didn't notice the first time. You know.
We also can't not acknowledge that Rasputin is on the cover of a Typo Negative album. So just
Yes,
throwing
I
that out.
remember. I actually took that album to work when I used to work at the diner, and my boss's boyfriend at the time was like really confused as to why.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, I got to turn this down a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna be too low for you guys, but
That's
hard to
fine.
hear you guys at the same time.
um, oh, one of our film
Cool.
students has actually been lurking since we watched Nightmare Castle, guys.
Wow.
Ooh. Well, welcome again. So this film started filming on June 8th, and Don Sharp says that the budget was cut during filming. And so this
Wow.
caused a lot of loss of several key scenes. Don Sharp also claims, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Yusufov lawyers threatened Hammer shortly after, or excuse me, shortly before filming was to commence, necessitating last minute rewriting of the script. However, the filming occurred at Bray Studios in Berkshire. So there was a lot of like weird stuff kind of going behind the scenes as
Hmm.
far as budget wise. So if you can accuse this film of anything, maybe some pacing issues. I don't necessarily feel that way, but you could definitely see how there are some parts where you might be like, well, maybe they should have had an additional scene here or there to kind of explain this or kind of make this part a little more fleshed out. Well, that's
Hmm.
why they didn't really have the budget to really shoot what was written in the script. So,
Yeah.
and then I'll have a couple of little more fun facts, but I'll have to wait till the film progresses because I don't want to spoil anything.
Right.
It's nice. It's got like that sepia-ish orangish tinge to it. Looks like
Yeah.
the old westerns, almost like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they like the color brown in this one. Uh, Somebody in the secret message chat says, "This is kind of like relaxing after all the adrenaline going through me after the strain last night.
Mm,
This is like a chill movie as comparison. It's really nice."
yeah. I would say this kind of starts out a little chill and then
It's weird.
picks up really quickly, but
Yeah, it's kind of when we were watching the strain, I was like getting really into it, and then all of a sudden it
Yeah,
abruptly ended after the last one. I'm like, wait a minute.
yeah,
yeah.
It's like, no, I hate when that happens.
So
yeah, guys.
just a friendly reminder, this is the same director that did Kiss of the Vampire
Yes.
and Devil Ship Pirates, although we haven't showed Devil Ship Pirates, but he also made those two films. And he Don Sharp said that he greatly enjoyed his experience working on his first two Hammer films, Kiss of the Vampire and Devil Ship Pirates, but he absolutely loathed and maybe despised is too strong of a word, but he didn't have too much of a good time making this film.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But like I said, he did feel that this was the best things Christopher Lee has ever done in his career. So
I feel like he did good on Star Wars.
oh, I did too. It's a
Hairdo-
shame that he passed before he could have gotten his own like solo film, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
The hairdo is giving me really tired landlord when he rang the
Yeah.
bell.
I was telling the wife because we used to work together at a college, and there was a student or someone or a son of a teacher that would come in and talk to both of us, and he looks identical to how Christopher Lee looks in this film.
Nice.
The only difference is his beard wasn't as long as Lee's is in this,
Right.
I'm
but the
trying to get mine
hair
that
and
long.
everything, the hair and everything, man.
Derek, the little potato's doing good right now. He's having his formula, and then he's gonna go in his little bouncy chair he likes to hang out in after he eats.
I don't know. So, his hair is nice. Was probably at some point, but for me, it sucks because I'm going bald.
The
Not my character though.
baby.
Oh, little one.
I'm hoping it's not going to thunderstorm. I've been having like weird weather over here. It's like 5 to 8 minutes of like end of days level raining and hailing, and then like never mind, it's a bright sunshiny day, nothing happened. To then end of days for 20 minutes to 3 hours of perfect sunshiny summer. So hopefully it won't pick up again and screw up the connection.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to turn him over to burp him, and he doesn't like that initially.
Yeah, you're good.
But I'll have to say, Christopher Lee, he's always had intense eyes, especially as in his role as Dracula. But I feel like it's a next level in this film.
Oh, for sure. Lee overall was an intense guy to begin with.
They had to like stop and splash water on their hands and face.
Yeah. So, as far as box office goes, according to Fox's records, Rasputin and the Reptile needed to earn $1,200,000 in rentals to break even,
Oh,
and
Wow.
it made $1,645,000. So it made a profit, So
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe not as best as you would want it to be,
Hope.
but
Yeah.
you definitely made a profit.
Oh, yeah, Derek. I bet it's hot in Texas.
Yes, it is.
It's kind of hot in here today, too. I get my AC tomorrow, though, so I'm happy.
It was 90 some yesterday, and now it's 64 today.
but no, I don't want to trade.
Okay, 4 bottles.
Anything?
I feel like we should watch The Princess Bride eventually.
We should.
Yeah, man.
I'm
That's
It's
down.
great,
hilarious.
It is hilarious. I actually used to have the VHS tape of that before it wore out because it was so funny when I was a kid.
Oh no.
Oh, also, I just want to go ahead and say this, in case it's not obvious, but this is obviously largely fictionalized story about
Yeah,
Rasputin.
yeah,
So
please
this is
don't-
not, this is not a historic biopic that's historically accurate. This is
I've never heard of Rasputin.
This is a fun Hammer horror film. Oh, you haven't? He's basically was a Russian mystic monk.
Oh,
That got really close to the Tsars of Russia to the point to where they thought that he was able to hypnotize the queen. So they thought he was truly running the Russian government at the time. And
shit.
he definitely, like, as controversial as this may seem, he definitely has some kind of healing powers because he was actually, it's documented that he's healed people and,
Mhm.
had these kind of powers, but he was very much known to be a drunkard and to have a lot of crazy orgies. Did he? Kind of
Wow.
stuff and stuff like that. So
Hey,
they
Roger.
eventually they
Hey,
eventually
Roger.
poisoned him with snake venom, but Rasputin was so paranoid that he thought he was going to be poisoned, so he would actually drink snake venom to build an immunity. So when they went to poison him with snake venom, they're like, "Oh my God, the hand of God is truly on him. We can't kill him." So they ended up, eventually torturing him to death and killing him and
Wow.
doing inappropriate things with his posterior and stuff like that. If you really go deep into the autopsy reports that we now know and stuff, so they
Jeez.
basically tortured him to death and killed him. So it's quite a unique take on these events in Russian history.
Mhm.
Right.
So Hammer's basically taken it and sensationalized it and fictionalized it and kind of turned it into like a horror film.
Oh wow.
So if there are actual historians watching this, of course they're going to be the first ones to be like, "No, none of this happened."
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
But
it's
it's
a
still
hammer
Yeah.
movie, guys. Please don't think
it's
that
fun
this is a
because
documentary.
they also have and I debated about showing it and decided to choose Kiss of the Vampire over it, but Countess Dracula about Elizabeth Bathory, who was also a real historical figure who
I've
would
seen
kill would kill women and bathe in their blood and stuff like that. So they definitely Hammer had this period where they took real historical people and made kind of like horror thriller films based upon their actual lives. And here we are in the shed in Prince of Darkness, if you will recall, as they were going on their way to Dracula's castle, they stopped in this shed. So pretty much filmed 2 films in the same exact sets. So all you film students watching this, you can see if you have a talented crew, talented set, you can make 2 unique films, the same exact props, same exact sets, and
Nice.
most of the audience really will not notice.
All right. It was like, hey, I recognize these sceneries.
Yeah.
80. And Roger.
Oh boy.
What? Oh, what's behind the posteriors? I get it. Hey, ha. Dun, dun, dun. I'm talking about history, guys. Okay. I can't come out and say it outright, otherwise YouTube and Twitch will get really angry.
Yep.
But here we go. This is pretty metal. Oh yeah! He's trying to give him a hand. Hey.
Hey. It doesn't work.
No.
Film students are lurking, and we got Tom and the gang that have us at the bar.
Nice. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, enjoying themselves. If you've never seen this film, I hope you enjoy it. It's a good time.
It
It's
is. Look
definitely
at they're
it's
having a good
definitely a
time right
good
now.
it's definitely a good
Yeah.
film to watch when you're drinking, I would say, because there's a lot of drinking that happens in this film. So
Hey guys, I know you guys don't like the night bot, but it is there for our protection from spammers. And YouTube does not like it when we have too many spammers in our chat. They will see it as
yeah,
we're being funky. So if you want to
Funky
block
monkey.
him, go ahead and block him. But at least in this chat, I have it going to protect the live stream so they can continue
yeah.
on. So
As the great band Korn says, he's here to stay. So yeah, there's that shed. You might recognize it from this shot here.
Well, from everything you said, Nolan, that's great.
oh damn, Dirt.
Hey.
12-hour day is rough, my friend. I hope you sleep well tonight, and I'll be sure to have some reactions up tomorrow.
Hello there.
Hello,
Hello.
Welcome.
how's it going, Nick?
It's going great.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot of people are hating on Nightbot, man.
I know, but it's there for our protection.
Kind
So
of hurts my
continue.
feelings how much they are hurting Nightbot for some reason. I don't know why.
It doesn't bother them too much. I don't have it to where it upticks like every 5 seconds. So
This is my whole out of everything in the film. There's another favorite part of mine in this movie, but this part where he's at the monastery, I think, is like absolutely god tier level acting from Lee here.
oh, Roger, you're fucking hilarious. Ah, yes, the
Have a
typical
good
old
night,
man
Derek.
hair.
Yeah, have a good night, Derek.
Have a good one, Derek. Thank you so much for popping on tonight and supporting us. He's like, this is the meeting of the hair committee, as you can
Yeah.
see. Smitty in the background here needs to be voted out.
Your hair is too long, sir. Do you
Yes.
not know you're supposed to be a monk?
Yes, don't you realize that you are supposed to rock the toilet bowl or rock the whatever the hell's in the background there?
I like his justification of this as a monk. Well, you've removed all temptation, so I have to go around and be around a bunch of hot women and drink alcohol. So,
Yes,
and I had to chop off that dude's hand because he assaulted me first. So,
that's right.
yeah, I have to sin, otherwise Jesus didn't die in vain.
Yes.
So which
like-
one's Christopher Lee, the long-haired dude?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's Rasputin. Yes,
That does not look like him.
Nope.
You can tell by the eyes.
Yeah, his eyes right there.
I could tell. Yeah, when you could actually look, yeah, I guess.
We had a time check made for 80. He accidentally paused it.
Oh, we are at 15:59, 16 minutes. 16.
He's like, here, Smitty, take some of my hair. Join the hair club for men.
I love this part. It comes from Satan.
I know that it won't pop up on Mercy's channel, but it'll pop up on screen.
Yes. Roger knows everybody.
I have always had this power.
No problem, matey. Roger. Are you even watching Roger? I doubt it.
Oh,
Just likes to come in, troll, leave a little bit, work for the maids, and then come back.
yeah.
We have the Christopher Lee hater in the secret message chat. They say, so far not impressed.
Hater.
I just feel like you're a troll at this point.
Yeah, same.
Nice, Nolan. What are you going to have for breakfast, my friend? I usually get French toast and home fries with onions if I go have breakfast with people.
I get eggs and steak and eggs.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that sounds
Minecraft.
Rasputin over here is like, I have to ride with Smitty as punishment.
good. Yeah.
I have to take hair advice from this guy. He doesn't even have any.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
Well, you can't read me, Roger.
Nice,
I'm speaking out loud.
I'm gonna
Dylan.
post just so you can see, Mage, how well done Christopher Lee makeup is, because he genuinely does look like the actual Rasputin. So there, I posted in private chat. You can
Roger,
see
that's
the
great.
photo.
All right.
I think it looks pretty well done.
I think so too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Russian Orthodox from the
He
Russian
just got
Orthodox Church.
better hair.
Yeah.
He-
Lee does.
He's like, Smitty, I told you this several times. I do not want to use The Rock's hair care. The man has no hair to begin with. That's how you ended up this way, Smitty. I'm taking control now. Oh, Nolan, I hope you have a good time with them tomorrow.
Awful House. Waffle House, Awful House.
Yeah, what's interesting though is that Rasputin's scandalous, sinister, reputation in Russia. Some historians say that it helped discredit the Tsarist government at the time, which was also kind of helped that getting overthrown shortly after his assassination. So
Wow.
there's a lot of kind of interesting history, like real world history surrounding Rasputin and the Russian Tsarist government at the time and stuff like that. So,
Oh, okay.
Secret message chat is like, you can actually tell how tall Christopher Lee actually was in that shot before he sat down at the table.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was a big dude. Roger says Nolan makes him old enough to be his father.
Wait, what, Roger?
Mr. Scrunch, like your chair?
Right, Luke.
Dad. How many beers was it today, Roger?
Yeah.
Probably not enough. Not enough to where he reports us, anyways. At least.
Yeah, yeah, true. Those are some tiny salt and pepper shakers, secret message chat. I'm glad you noticed that out of everything going on here.
Mhm. Luke, he is your father. Nice.
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
back
no.
child.
Child support.
Oh,
Oh goodness.
I knew my daddy was a winner.
Oh my god.
So wait, Roger, I'm your twin and Nolan's our dad. She's like, oh hi.
Hi. My eyes are up here.
Yeah. That's a shift.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think it's cool because it shows the different class structure
Yeah.
too.
Oh, absolutely. No, I get why they
Yeah.
did that, but I was like, wow.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
it was like a giant color pop when they did that change, right? Like
Yeah.
at the tavern or whatever they were at, they was like dreary, and like now it's like, hello, look at you.
Yeah,
You're
right?
cousins.
Bright.
So dapper. Yeah, so Mage, just to give you some context, shortly after this is, when Lenin, in the October, the Bolshevik Communist Revolution happened in
Oh, okay.
Russia. Hell yeah. Chug, 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 chug.
Toga.
It looks like she's wearing a purple toga.
She is ready to party.
Yeah, she's ready to rock.
But that's the great Barbara Shelley there, who was also in Prince of Darkness, who the great
Oh.
Dracula was trying to make his laugh.
Oh, wow. And she's wearing the blue color or purplish color, so it's
Purple.
Yeah,
like
purplish, yeah.
yeah. So she's like Hammer.
And then of course, there's Francis Matthews, who was also, if I'm not mistaken, her husband and Prince of Darkness as well. So he's returning. And then we have Richard Pascoe
Mhm.
there, who was in the Gorgon, if
Yes.
you'll recall. And then, if just in case somebody may have seen the film, I have not. The Sword of Sherwood Forest. He was also in that. But as far as what we've seen in the panel, he was in the Gorgon. So we got a lot of great Hammer actors and actresses returning
I
for
do
this
have
film.
to say, guys, as a kid growing up with the Germanic grandparents, this dancing that you're seeing is totally how they partied. And I
Oh yeah,
still remember some of the steps for some of them.
Oh wow.
heck yeah.
What's up, Mr. Sparks? How'd you do?
Oh man, that was good. Blue Hawaiian. Oh, excuse me, Ultra Blue
Nice.
Hawaiian. Yeah, I'm gonna be up till like 4 in the morning now. I probably shouldn't have drank that.
I know last night.
I was about to fall out though before I got on stream. I was like, I'm gonna have to have
I
some
know
energy
last
here.
night, even after Mage left, you were like, yeah.
Oh, I know. I was so hyper. I
Why
was
does
so
Dillboy
hyped.
sound like Mage and Mage sound like Dillboy? I don't know, Roger.
But Roger,
I don't know,
that's
Roger.
weird.
That's
I don't think we sound like
yeah.
you like at all. Or
No.
opposite. That's weird.
I like how the rich people are like, we want to go
Yeah.
see how the poor people party.
Yeah. Also, here the one that Rasputin was eyeing is Susan Maxine Farmer. She was also in Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and she was the one, if I'm not mistaken, that was told her husband was downstairs when that Dollar General version of Renfield
Yes.
did that ritual, and then Dracula killed her. So that's her in this. And she was also in the Devil Ship Pirates, but we haven't shown that. But we might
Your
one
headphones
day.
are-
I'm not opposed to showing some pirate
Yes, you
films.
should.
Arg.
She was also in Die Monster Die, which is a film loosely based off of The Color Out of Space by H.P. Lovecraft that stars Boris Karloff. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of Boris Karloff's one of his last films that he did. It's not his very last, but towards the end
Wow,
of his
Roger.
life.
Wow.
So
Oh
she's
my
also
gosh,
in that
Roger.
film.
You won't be calling us slackers next Friday when we're doing the music stream for you finally. Sorry, that was the drugs talking. Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is me when I finally at
Yes.
Tom's bar.
Tom's like, we'll clear space for you, bro.
Yes, thank you. After one shot of brandy, here comes Cowboy.
That's me when I get like 15 minutes of sleep nowadays.
Yeah.
I wonder how like long it actually took him to like memorize this little jig.
Yeah. I like how she's just like, I need
Yeah.
more liquor. More. She's like, you have the problem,
Yes.
not me.
Look at her. She's just like, ah, la 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 la. Watching this tall guy dance makes me want to get shit faced.
Yeah, seriously. What's the status on Lampshade
Oh, yeah, that's a
Man?
good question, guys.
I was hoping he'd
Tom
show
and
up
the
for this
gang, have you
film.
heard from Lampshade Man lately? Hasn't come in lately. When he comes back, we'll report back.
Oh.
Suck a can of Ready Whip. Oh my gosh.
This was me at work the other day.
And it's Nolan today. Friday, Roger, we're doing a music live stream.
Yeah. That was intense.
Yes, it was.
Yes. Yeah, Christopher Lee is very intense in this film. What's next weekend? Texas Frightmare!
Yes. I hope you guys have a blast. I can't wait to
So
hear about
excited.
it.
I am. I should be back for the Hammer
Oh,
one
okay.
in time for it. I mean,
By all means, enjoy your time. Don't worry about it. We will, group up back and.
yeah, but I that's one of my
I
favorite
know.
freaking. Yeah, I think it ends at. Hang on, I think it might end at 7 o'clock. So yeah, I should have time. I might be a little late, but
Alright.
Yeah, that'll be all
I'll
right.
try to be.
No problem at all. Uh,
Better
for
late than never, right?
for us on the
Yeah.
panel, will just screen share in the Discord so that we don't have to worry about the links and all that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
80, me and Mage are going to do a music live stream on Friday the 23rd. You guys wanted us to do one, so we chose to do it once a month on a Friday that we don't have a movie. So yeah, we're gonna try it. We're probably gonna have to pause a bit, but we're gonna
Quite a
try
bit.
it.
I do know that that might be the day, and I might actually try to enter it. I don't know what the rules are, but Bruce Campbell's actually going to do a live last fan
Wow.
standing at 8 p.m.
Yes.
So if I have the ability to do that, I
Nice.
will. But I may not be able to,
Nice.
because I used to watch that show
Mhm.
all the time, and I would get like pretty much every single question right, except for like some. Like if it was like early Star Trek, like the OG series, I would get that. But if it was like past next gen, I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Those are like the only ones I wouldn't get. What's Secret Chat saying? I'm curious
Um,
to
a lot of them are talking about recognizing some sets.
Yeah.
The Christopher Lee hater says
nice.
he is scarier in this one than as Dracula. There
That
we
okay,
go.
okay. I was about to say you got to give him some credit. He's doing
He's
pretty good
definitely
in
more
this film.
intimidating in this one for sure.
Yes, I for sure.
Um, and let me see here. We've got somebody that is like loving the undertones of this one, like the color undertones here, like the browns, and it's
Oh
like
yes, yes.
bringing you to focus on even the side characters. They like that.
Mm-hmm.
So far, 10 out of 10 for set designs. We have a set designer in the chat tonight, so
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask that at the end, what everyone thought of the sets, because I actually think that this is one of the best sets that Hammer has outside of like the Gorgon and the Final Dracula.
um, okay, let's see here. Secret message chat is like, well, where do you rank this in a list of the Hammer horror we've seen so far, Gilboy?
9 out of 10.
Like I'm
They like
what do you mean,
they
like
want to
my
they
final
want to
score for the
know
film, or
where like on Christopher Lee's films that we've seen so far, would you put this one if you had to make a list?
oh ooh, okay,
Oh.
maybe two or three. The lowest I would do is four. Like this is one of my favorite Christopher Lee films. My favorite one I would have to say is probably Satanic Rites of Dracula,
I can't wait to see that.
as far as Hammer goes. Then I would have to say maybe um, maybe the first Dracula afterwards. Although I am a little hesitant to pick two Draculas back to
Right.
back like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, if the shoe fits, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So this would definitely be like a third or fourth. We're not going to show it, but I think he's very charming in the other Dr.
Mm.
Jekyll film as well. He's really good in that.
Yes. We do have some feedback on Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde too. Someone watched the replay and watched the movie.
Reruns.
They said that they didn't realize how deep it was, and they definitely appreciate the movie for what it was, and didn't expect
Yes,
it to
good.
hit them in the feels.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, also to go back to my Christopher Lee, because my brain just kind of shut off there. I would have to say Satanic Rites, then The Devil Rides Out, then probably this one. But if I'm going to be really honest, this one, Kung Fu Fights, no pun intended, since this is kind of like a fighting film, with the first Dracula film that he did. They're kind of tied. But I would definitely say I think his performance in this by a few points outshines his performance in the first Dracula.
Wow.
At least for me personally.
What's up, kiddo? Hey, nobody.
Can you hear me?
What?
What?
Yeah, that was.
Do you hear
really
that,
weird.
Mercy?
Good
Okay.
works.
You sound like a robot mage. It's really weird.
Yeah. You also kind of sound like Linda Blair from The Exorcist, and I'm not okay with it. No!
Oh no. I thought it was the movie at first. I was like, whoa.
I did too. I thought it glitched out, or we had some kind of hacker come in, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Scared the shit out.
Yeah, me
Dude, how do you
too,
think me and
dude.
Chris feel? We have our headphones on.
I was hoping you'd quote the scene in The Exorcist. God's not here right now. Can I help you?
God's not right here now. Can I help you?
Yeah. No! You're not my mother! Stop it!
Woo.
Oh God. Oh, I can't wait till we show
Me
the
too.
Yes, I forgot I had voice mod.
Oh.
I'm sorry, 80.
I'm so glad I'm not at the freaking cabin right now. I'd be like trying to find more water. I'd be so scared.
Meanwhile, Rasputin's trying to get it on with some lady.
Apparently.
Yeah.
He's like,
I probably got that too, Nolan. I was like, oh no. They're gonna just start reading all these secret emails on the live stream. We all get banned.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, that was good.
oh damn. Yeah,
that's
it
one for the
was.
blooper reel mage.
Right?
Yeah. Oh God. It's like I'm gonna have to watch the Black Cauldron tonight to calm down from that creepiness, man. I have to watch the Disney movies to get a little.
I mean, I could be T-Pain.
That's creepy.
Yeah, Poseidon, look at me.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
I have to say, I feel like his little chambers here. It looks so cozy to me, though. Like for real. Maybe the bed looks a little uncomfortable, but like the whole entire setup is like really nice. Ugh. There was one time where I watched like all the Hammer films in order as they take place,
Yeah.
like in history or whatever. And I started with, the what is it, the 20 million BC, whatever,
Yeah.
the caveman ones, and went all through like the pirates and the vampire. It was so epic. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, the very last one is like Satanic Rites of Dracula, and it was like one of the most epic movie marathons I've ever done,
Right.
ever.
Yeah. I
So
haven't done that in a while.
I highly encourage anyone who lurks or secret chat or anyone at Tom's bar, just normal chat. If you really are digging these films, I highly recommend to watch them in that kind of order. It'll be really epic.
Why does she look like she's shocked that she just like kind of like slept with him? It's like, lady, you made
Yeah.
that choice.
He's got the ultimate hypnotizing
I mean,
powers.
that is true. Like, if he's staring at me, I'd probably like stare back for dominance too. Be like, yo, bro, stop.
Yeah.
It.
Why you are there? Dun dun dun. So, another cool little fun fact about this film and about Christopher Lee is Lee had actually met Rasputin's killer, Felix Yusuf. And then in later life, Christopher Lee met Rasputin's daughter as
wild.
well.
Oh.
So, kind of a ironic little
Yeah,
bit of information. Because, Christopher would be a child in the 1920s.
Yes.
So, that's kind of a cool little
Look
little
at
nod
he's
there.
just like, I told you, hands on his hips. He's like, I told you I could do it.
Yep.
Somebody in the secret message chat says that blonde guy's hair doesn't match his skin tone, and it's messing with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird. It kind of blends in together. It looks like a blonde blob, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It could also be got to get more sun too, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is a novelization of this film as well, written by John Burke, and it's a part of that like omnibus collection of Hammer. Although I believe this one is in the second Hammer horror film omnibus rather than the first one. So if you are into like reading novels over watching films, you can get the same story there. In fact, I think it might actually contain some scenes that aren't filmed because, like I said earlier, they didn't have the budget to really film everything in the script. So you might get a better version of this narrative in the novelization format. But yeah, here's Dracula's Castle.
All cleaned up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And if you know to the right there, that's where they shot the ice and Dracula fell in and drowned. And
Secret
then
message
shortly
says,
came
like, whoa,
back.
it looks like a whole different castle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could really see if you got talented cast and crew and all that jazz, you can make two separate films with the same exact sets, with the same actors, and get a completely different film.
Also, secret message chat, I'm really in awe of Christopher Lee's acting in this one. It's freaking me out, even though you said this isn't supposed to be truly a horror film. It's supposed to just be something else. But I could definitely see the American Psycho vibe to it. I'm digging it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
What?
it definitely is a horror film, but like not to the extent of like I would say like the Dracula or the Frankenstein film. It's kind of more grounded. Yeah, psychological.
Why did
horror,
she do that?
Well, he hypnotized her to be like, make sure he has an accident.
Oh.
And the blonde
you'll
lady's
see
just
why
like, no, you
later.
push him, bitch. It's Brittany, bitch. Like, I know. I have this spidey sense.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like I said, I think Christopher Lee is absolutely frightening in this film.
So he's like, did people actually really talk like that in real life, or just for the movies back then? That's a good question, to be honest with you, because like,
Yeah.
nice, Nolan.
So another little thing that I want to talk about on this film is that just in case there are some who are knowledgeable on Rasputin and the actual historical stuff. So this is, like I said, it's fictionalized, obviously hyper fictionalized. But it is, if you are familiar with it, you can kind of tell that it is kind of loosely based off of the Prince Yusuf. I'm going to butcher his name. Sorry. Account of the story of Rasputin. But for legal reasons, he was still alive when this film was released, and so the character of Yusuf was replaced by Ivan, who is played by Matthews. So if you're wondering, if you do know the story, you're like, well, why don't they call him Prince Yusuf or whatever? That's why, because they were afraid they'd get sued by the actual
wow.
guy because he was still living. And yeah, so a cool little fun fact there for you.
Secret message chat. Of all things I paid attention to, I can't unsee how they gave those women unflattering bras. Yeah, it was a weird time. Weird time to be alive.
Every time I watch this movie too, I listen to that one song. Oh, what's the band name? The
Yeah,
Rasputin or whatever.
the one where it looks like
God,
they just brought their dweeby brother to join in the band because he's all over the
yeah.
place. I know what you're talking about.
Hang on, I gotta find the band.
Yeah.
Boney M or whatever. Yeah.
Nice, Nolan. I basically caught up on sleep today, to be honest with you. She's like, look, I'm wearing a tablecloth as a dress.
Yeah.
She's like, look, mine actually looks like a dress, but it's still a tablecloth.
Does it match
Yes.
my eyes?
Somebody in the secret message chat says the girl with the red hair reminds her of Rose's mom in the Titanic.
Yeah. Wow.
I
In
can
a
see
weird
that
way, I
too.
can
The
see
Yeah, a little
that.
bit.
eyebrows. Ah, yes.
I love the
I mean
cape, man.
business. I have
Love
a
it.
mustache and a cape. All right.
I like how he taps his lips there as if he's offended
Yeah.
to even call this man a healer or a holy man. I like that little touch.
Tom is just like, I could not even fathom Christopher Lee doing this role. He's doing such a great job. Thank you for showing this.
Mhm. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's a hidden gem. It really is. And a lot of people sleep on this because, obviously, you got the Dracula and the Frankensteins and all the other awesome vampire films. But I'm telling you, man, this one's great.
Yeah.
Someone said they went back and rewatched The Reptile and they can't watch it without giggling constantly because of our live stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're welcome.
Somebody said, thanks for the advice on how to get my professor to show a movie for Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. They are actually going to show it in our film class so we can discuss it. I calmly
Ooh,
wrote them
awesome.
an email discussing why and the undertones of human loneliness and dealing with it in an unhealthy way. And that film basically tells you that, yeah, it's an unhealthy way. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really glad that you or
Well, thank you.
everyone, it seems, in Secret Chat and Normal Chat and Tom's Bar, they all seem to really appreciate that
Well,
film.
I
So
think we all in our lives had some point of feeling that way, so it kind of can hit
yes,
home with a lot of people, regardless of experiences. So
yes,
I'm glad we showed that film. Honestly, I think it made
me too. I was a little hesitant to put it on the
right,
list, honestly, because it can be taken the wrong
right,
way, and it could be considered a little too
right.
spice.
But
But there's a deeper
I
message in
feel
it.
like the people
There
that
really
come and watch
is.
stuff with us, they're on the creative side, and they can take
Mhm.
things uh you know in a creative way, right? So we don't really
Yeah,
have to worry about that too much over here. So we adore you guys. Thank you guys so
yeah.
much for
And
being
we'll be
Thankfully,
right
awesome.
back.
yes. Thank you all, and I'm really happy that we can all share that with you as a panel because it's a
Yes.
great film. Now we're seeing why he hypnotized the fair maiden to push him off so he could work his way into the czar's
Oh, thanks,
government.
Sadie. I wasn't sure if it was still in there. I'm just making sure we have it for the upcoming ones. Thank you so much for helping me out, my friend.
Oh, awesome.
He's just
Look how
I
big his
know.
hands are. I mean, I know that's like a little
So
kid, but like
terrifying. Could you
still.
imagine being that kid and like waking up and
Yes.
seeing like these giant hands? It's like, is that a spider?
Yeah.
And then not to mention he's just staring at you. Like
Yeah.
the strand.
I need I need a wardrobe
Yeah.
change.
I like how the mom's just like, okay, let's see.
hmm
What a straight.
He straight up looks like Rasputin from the
He really
Typo
does.
Negative album right here.
Hi, Mr. Scrunch.
And I also like how they actually have uh, some of it's still Greek iconography on all the Christian imagery, but the most of it is still Russian Orthodox, which I think is really cool that they paid attention to that level of detail in the sets. You know,
Someone
it really gives that vibes of you're in
absolutely. Someone
Russia.
in the secret message chat is like, is there a significance to the yellow gold in this room? Because it seems to be quite overbearing compared to the rest of the sets that we've seen so far.
Mhm. Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be the little boys, and he is supposed to, eventually become the monarch of Russia. But as we know in history, that was overthrown in the October Bolshevik
Mhm.
Revolution with Lenin. Uh, so if I would have to say, it's, I guess, symbolic for royalty, kingship, stuff like that, and maybe even
Yeah.
innocence, as far as it is in this film. Uh,
I liked how you guys are looking at the significance of colors in these Hammer horror too. Like it's really nice.
me too, because it really is done on purpose. I
Oh
strongly
yeah,
feel that way. Like it is. Nothing is by accident on color
for
schemes
sure.
for Hammer. And I like how she's in blue now.
But it's also like the darker blue, like sinister blue, not the innocent
Yes.
blue.
Yes. Not the
Mm-mm.
calming blue.
This is I am rich.
Be-
I am reckless. I am ready to push another kid
yes.
off a pillar.
Yes. All for Rasputin's sweet, sweet love.
I got to have it.
Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the
That's what they
Russian
played at their
queen.
wedding.
Yeah.
The reception was lit, or whatever the kids say these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No cap.
Mr. Scrunch is looking at the screen like, what in the hell are you watching, Ma?
Yeah, I try to rock this film almost every winter. And it's not just because of the snow. JK, it is.
Sorry about that noise in the background. My brother dropped something in the other room.
Oh no, you're good.
Me too, Roger. What are you talking about? Oh, damn, she's feisty now.
Yeah, well, he did just. You're acting like a common whore. Slap. What he said. Wow, she's got a lot
She
of pearl
really does.
necklaces there.
Oh my gosh, secret message chat. Does that mean she's been to a lot of Diddy parties?
Yeah. Oh God. I shouldn't have said anything.
Boy.
No, I think she's just been hanging out with
Yeah.
Rasputin, if you know what I mean. It makes me wonder if they had actually the amount of budget that was required, how much different this film would have ultimately been, because I still think it looks
Yeah, you honestly
phenomenal.
can't tell they didn't have
and
like
everything.
a crazy budget.
Yeah. There's only I don't believe it.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
It does. Oh goodness. But I like this shot. You could kind of tell it's a matte painting, but it's
Oh, absolutely.
well done enough. And again, we're still in the set piece of Dracula's castle, just slightly altered and turned around
but
here.
also this is a prime example. Just work with what you got.
Yeah. But I love the character art of Rasputin in this. You see him basically come from, monks take oaths and vows of poverty. And so you basically see someone coming from nothing, from like a impoverished monastery to like lower class to maybe middle class to upper middle class to now he's, a part of royalty itself. I really think the character arc of this is just so awesome.
Roger
and fun to
says,
watch.
"Ever notice how they want to try to make you believe in him now? They made him up. He's a puppet." Roger's conspiracy theory hour.
Yes.
Brought to you by weed and booze.
Yeah.
And a love of metal guitar.
Yes. Bow now.
Yes, Mr. Scott. I agree with yes, that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Damn.
Just told her to push away from the table. That's rather rude.
Well, that's how they dieted back then.
Yeah.
You guys should really consider making puppets.
I'd end up being like the puppet master from
Yes.
Puppet Master, whatever his name is.
Oh my gosh, Amy.
It's the latest. It's that's right. They're drones.
The secret message. I still can't get over how tall this fucker was. Holy shit.
Oh, I know. It's amazing. Toulon, isn't his name that?
They got lifeless eyes. Oh my, Roger, are you okay?
Yeah, Andre Toulon. That's who I would be if I made puppets, Roger.
Sorry about that. It took longer than expected.
No problem. You missed it. Roger
right.
doesn't believe in Diddy. He thinks he was made up and is a puppet. And 80 said
Yes.
puppets aren't real, like birds. And then Nolan said he's a
Yes.
Muppet fan.
Nice.
And he also said we should make puppets, and I was like, if we would make puppets, I'd be like Andre Toulon from Puppet Master. If I did that.
Well, I'm using one, so.
Quiet. Don't pull your own hair. That's weird.
So all you missed, Mage, because you asked like why did she push him or whatever for the hypnotize. So he used her to do that to heal him. Now he's getting in league with the Tsarist government. And now he's like part of royalty, living besides the mansion.
Gotcha.
Of Russia.
Nolan says Mage busy getting a DP, and Roger says Mage take a dump.
I mean, okay. So,
He's not denying it.
no,
No.
but my
It was the strawberries and cream DP.
no,
all
it's
right?
a cherry DP. Come on.
Oh, ooh, that sounds
Yeah,
kinda
right.
good.
No, I was helping. Oh, my grandma went to bed, so I said goodnight to her, and then my wife's gonna make brownies. So
Yeah.
Ooh,
we have some brownies tonight.
ooh.
We're supposed to share
Intense.
these. I don't know how much I've had.
you,
So 6 and 6.
just be like, you didn't make any.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about for Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
I think I may
okay.
have had too much. We're supposed to share it, but
Ah. So if you're just tuning into the movie now, I'm sorry.
I love when they do this effect though.
Yeah.
They focus right on the eyes.
Yeah, so cool.
No, not those. We don't do that.
I bought some VHS protective,
Ooh.
sleeves for my VHSs today. And when I was putting one in, I was like, "Why is it going in?" And I like kind of slammed it down, and I like cut up the backside of my horror
no.
Dracula that I showed
Oh,
on stream last
no.
night. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's definitely not as mint condition as it
Aw.
once
That
was.
sucks.
And I was like, no, no.
It was supposed to protect it, and it didn't.
Yeah, it destroyed it. I was like, how dare you?
You had one job.
Yeah.
Someone in secret message chat is asking Gills if you're going to start doing videos based off your VHS collection.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yes, I am in the process. I am in the process of doing that, and I am writing a very long kind of thesis essay paper on horror of Dracula. It's going to be my deep dive series, and I will have a whole bunch of lore, kind of like how we talk on these streams, but a lot more in depth and detail based upon my VHS collection and certain films. So yes, but it's going to be a while because I want them to be of higher quality than my other videos.
And they said they're looking
Nice.
forward to it. Take your time.
Yes, I will. Then I'm looking forward to it as well. Because I'm definitely
Nice.
trying to make sure that the information that I'm writing down and talking
Correct.
about is
Yeah.
correct, because sometimes you can get
Misinformation.
misinformation or it's not really able to be confirmed through other sources, kind of
Nolan
thing.
got
So
King Kong on VHS.
yeah, he got it. Yeah, he got it for me. It was awesome. I'm super excited. I actually watched that last night after we got off
Nice.
stream.
Nice.
It was so cool to see it on VHS. All that extra grainy footage on it really just made it feel so much more older,
Chris Kong. What about it, Roger?
So this is a
Yeah,
live
man.
stream.
Yeah, welcome. Oh my goodness, are they about to have some brandy?
It looks like he pulled that out of the sleeve of his shirt.
Yeah.
He's like, I hide booze up here.
Nothing up this side, nothing up this side. Hua! He's got a pen. Next Friday, yes, it's a
Yes.
music.
Yes,
music.
Roger, go to the live tab on my channel, hit the notify me button, and it will be there. I'm jealous, dude. If I had a VHS player, I would have kept it. Always keep a VHS player in stock, my friend.
Yeah.
Hi, puppy.
Hey, Seppi, how you doing?
Hello, Seppi.
Yeah, it was so random because I was telling the wife like 2-3 days before you got that for me, Nolan. I was like, I really want to get King Kong on VHS.
Go with
but,
Jack Black?
I'm gonna have to wait. No, the old school one.
Yeah.
That would be cool too, but I don't know if it did come out on VHS, but and then lo and behold, here comes Nolan, like
That's
surprise.
Yeah,
I was like, he read my
80
mind.
Oh god,
Seppi.
no, I would not be able to live stream that long. I grew up with VHS and DVDs. I'm old.
Oh my god.
So
Same.
do you, apparently.
And then I'm so old that I remember, what was it, the HD
Oh gosh, yeah.
DVDs and then the Blu-rays, and then like Blu-rays won out or
Yes.
whatever. It's kind of like the
Yeah.
Betamax tapes with the old school VHS.
So
It's
don't
kinda
Betamax.
call
like
this
that.
old anyway. This guy's like, look at my hat. It looks like I just put cardboard on my head.
I'm gonna start collecting Laserdisc stuff and be ultimate
See,
hipster.
80, that seems like really relaxing, at least for me anyway. I would totally ace that. What's up, buddy?
Oh,
Yeah,
the threading the
That
video.
seems so
Yeah,
calming to me,
yeah.
honestly. I'd be like, ah.
I was a little too young for that, but I know my parents
Yeah, my grandparents
did all
would
that
do
or
it.
whatever.
This guy's just like, look at my cardboard hat. Yes, touch my shoulder, please.
Yeah. So the guy on the right here is supposed to be the guy that they changed his name to Ivan so they wouldn't get sued by the real guy that was still alive when they did this. Just to clarify. what I
Roger,
was
for
saying
some
earlier.
reason, the YouTube popped it up twice for some reason for the live, but Restream told me that once we go live, only one's going to be live, so just follow one of them.
Oh, you should pick it up, man. I don't know if it's still there though,
Probably not.
because I stopped by the other day and picked up RoboCop 3.
We
I
got to
was like,
show
I had to
Maniac
have it.
Cop.
Yes. Oh my
Pawn
god.
Shop should have them.
Oh, and the
Yes.
second one.
Yeah, I'm going
The
to write that
second
down.
one's my
Maniac
favorite.
Cop 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I actually got to meet him, and he was
Tragic.
really nice.
Check mine. Mine has only 2, Sunday and then this next Friday.
Yeah. Well, you talk about a relationship
I'd
ending
say.
bad.
Right?
Yeah, kiddo?
And I like how he's in this dark kind of red too whenever
Mhm.
all this is happening.
This
Seems
guy's
like
like,
it's
no,
evil."
save the serum. Yes, Roger, because I have to.
I just love how deliciously evil
Oh, yeah, I
Christopher Lee is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Literally just
He's
using
in
people.
the zone.
Yeah.
I think this
Yeah.
is better than his vampire.
Well, I think it's because you
Yes.
could see more of his range, to be honest.
Yes.
This was Nolan a minute ago at work.
Roger, yes, it is a lot
Yeah.
of scheduling, but we have a lot of people that like plan to show up and stuff like that. So like, yeah, and it's also just easier on me to have it there, so I don't have to rush and do it right before we go live, like I used
Yeah.
to do. I think we're scheduled out all the way until September, like my birthday weekend. So I'm gonna wait a little longer until I schedule other things. Hello, Mr. Mister.
So now that we've reached this
Mhm.
part of the film, I can talk about another little
Yes.
fun fact. So
Nice,
as
Seppi.
we were seeing him basically say, "Go destroy yourself," so there was a scene where she did do such a thing. I know I have to be careful here talking about this on YouTube. So they did film this part, what she's about to go do, but they decided ultimately not to put it in the film. So I do have the Blu-ray, so maybe there's a deleted scene of it, but I don't think so. But I'm sure you could probably find it on somewhere on the internet, unless it's that hard
Right.
to find. But
Is that a sexy Santa robe? Kind of looks like it.
and honestly, I don't really know. Like, I feel like if they would have shown it, it definitely would have made the film more dark than it already is. But I feel like not showing it adds a unique dread
Yes. Yeah,
to the film.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like it leaves it more to your
Yes.
imagination, kind of thing. And it also causes this guy to be like, okay, he's
For
purely
sure.
evil. So I feel like ultimately you don't really necessarily need to show it because you
Yeah.
kind of get
Yeah.
the idea.
That must have felt so nice and silky. Ah, I
Yes,
love
I
silky.
know. The costumes are just so cozy in this. And look, he's got Van Helsing's coat
Yes,
on
he
from the
does.
first.
Oh
Dracula.
wow.
It's a lot of cool Dracula sets, and if you'll notice too, in this room on the floor, it's slightly altered, but this is, if I'm not mistaken, the same set piece where Dracula and Van Helsing had their final
Yes.
fight. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go
Okay.
grab me a soda.
All right.
I thought I had one, but it's not here, so I will return shortly.
Yes, my little Mr. Scrunch.
Hey, well, he's drunk.
Yeah, he is. My child looks like he's drunk too. He's milk drunk.
Nice.
Yes, Mr. Scrunch. What do you think of this movie so far, Mage?
It is very interesting, actually.
What's up, buddy?
It's because it was based off of a true
Person.
story, basically. Yeah, it's a little bit better than the creature feature type stuff, but I really love the
Right.
creatures, of course. But at the same time, I feel like this one's a little bit more engaging.
Yes. Secret message chat says this one is wild because you can't imagine the truth. Like, it's not a truth, the part of the true story, but now you can actually like believe that it is. They did it so well. Is that a sexy
Right?
Santa robe? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, boy. Your mic is loud. I don't think you can hear. I think it's pulled out this thing.
Yeah.
He told her to go away.
And there's no way I can mute him.
No.
Here, I mean, there we go.
All right, I'm sorry about that. My mic.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, you're good. That was just like blast in the ears.
Yeah, dead man. I put my headset back on and it like unplugged and plugged itself back in multiple times. I'm like, no. Oh, that's the last time I go to get a Diet Coke.
Blame it on the Diet Coke.
Is that a Pepsi or an actual Diet
Yeah.
Coke?
No, it's actually I wish it was Pepsi,
Yeah.
but I'll settle for a
I'll be
DC.
right
Right.
back, guys.
Alrighty. You get the DC and I get the DP.
Right. Oh,
Oh my. Well, DC
Oh,
usually
man.
means disconnect, so
yeah. Detective Comics.
or that.
Yeah. Oh goodness, good to be back.
Right. That looks like a lightsaber almost. It's just not lit up.
Yeah.
Hey, what, Roger? Oh, for
Count Dooku.
the maids, Roger.
Yeah. Now this part is pure horror
Yeah.
for sure.
This one,
This is actually.
go ahead.
Well,
I
go
was
ahead.
telling Mercy that because she asked me how I liked it so far, and I said, well, it's a lot more engaging than the creature features of Hammer horror. Even though I do like the Hammer horror movies.
Yeah.
For the creatures and whatnot, vampires and stuff. But I feel like this one, because it's based on a true story and a real life person. Well, not a true
Yes.
story, you know what I mean. A real person.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a little bit more engaging.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a phenomenal film. And as I was saying earlier in the stream, like the monastery part's one of my favorite, but this whole like creepy fight scene is my absolute favorite part.
Yeah.
So those two parts of the movie, I think, are just perfection. Plus the way they have lighted this set and the scene and the way they filmed it, and him walking by like that, that's so creepy. It's just so well done.
I love this hallway.
Yeah,
That stained glass window is really nice.
they do a really good job of making him just feel, especially by this part of the film, like he's just pure evil
because of his power, essentially, quote unquote.
Yeah, and just his like manipulation of people, and just it's how can I get drunk? How can I get some ass and all this kind of stuff? Like he's just self-seeking, whatever he can get, a taker.
Yeah. So, like, how does he, theoretically hypnotize people, basically, with his eyes?
I guess, yeah, I guess through, in this, it's like demonic power.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could, if I, really hypnotize people in general, but in this, I guess they're trying to go for the fact like he's just got this kind of supernatural ability to hypnotize. Yeah.
That's some good makeup.
Yes, it really is.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
Wyatt needed a quick diaper change.
Sounds like a stinky situation.
It was.
Yeah.
I picked him up to give him a cuddle, and I was like, "Oh."
And just this is 1966 or 60? Yeah, 66. So it's not bad.
Absolutely
for
not.
60s
Right.
film.
And the 80 yet again picks the best one.
Aw, thanks, guys, for promoting the stream.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, gonna read a little review here from the Monthly Film Bulletin. And they said that the Rasputin legend is enough of a blend of historical fact and embroidered myth to merit something more than this undistinguished melodrama has to offer. Don Sharp's direction makes little attempt to capture the essence of the crumbling splendor of the Tsarist court, and Christopher Lee's towering presence is at odds with the ordinariness of the script. Only in the final sequence, with Rasputin pacing relentlessly around a room, picking at a box. I won't read all that because that kind of spoils it. For the most part of the film, moves at a determinedly leisurely pace, never getting anywhere near the real Rasputin. And we are reminded that this is a Hammer production by gratuitous shots of a hacked off hand and a face scarred by acid burns. The sets have an artificial gloss. The interiors are shot in garish colors, and with the exception of Richard Pascoe, who lends some depth to his performance as Rasputin's drunken doctor colleague, the players parade round the settings like a row of sore thumbs. I can't say that I agree with this review, but that was the review at the time of the film. And as usual, a lot of the critics and this time period's opinions have not aged very well. So it'd be interesting to see what everyone has to say about that, because I can't, like, I think this
I
film
think
is
so
beautifully
too. I
shot.
don't understand what they're talking
And
about
I think it's a
there.
great film. Yeah, I don't either. It's almost like we're
Yeah.
watching two different films.
Yeah. I just love how the color pops on this, especially that red
I do too.
and the blue, actually.
So I'll read one more review, and this is from Variety, and they wrote that this British import to be released as top half of a double bill with the reptile is a worthy entry, if not a classic, for the shocker market, as the screen of Russia's bad boys have in the past wound up in court. Producer Anthony Nelson Keys had scripter John Elder take a somewhat fanciful and unbelievable approach to the subject. As a result, the dastardly villain has been given some attributes that are certainly colorful. Actually, this Hammer film effort's surface appeal and its really first-class color photography, art direction, and professional casting makes the thin plot immaterial. Christopher Lee's Rasputin is completely in character. Huge, deep voice, compelling stare. Oh, he's a proper rascal. And this variation makes him also a dancer. Not that one ever sees a excuse me, not that one ever sees a long shot of dancing. It's usually his upper half, then cut to a real dancer's feet, then back. The shocker mood is set early when the libertine holy man fighting off a young assailant chops off his hand with a scythe. Don Banks' score is also a big asset in underscoring suspense and action. And this film has a 43% rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 7 reviews.
Wow.
But as in pretty much every review, Lee receives praise for his performance. So
That one seems more of a more like on like a more honest review, to be honest, than the first one.
yes, that one definitely felt more honest. But again, I have to say I don't
Oh,
necessarily
Roger.
agree with either of
I
those reviews.
Oh
to
yeah,
a
I agree
certain
with you there,
extent.
but it feels like the second one gave it more of a chance.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Because that's one thing that I realized whenever I were looking into like what other people were saying on these films, and I could tell like all the negative reviews for all these Hammer films were really just because they were B movies or not like A-list studios, making these. So they already went in with like a preconceived bias of not wanting to like it and give it a chance. But like I said, a lot of these old school reviews don't really age that well. At least in my opinion, they don't. I'm sure there's going to be some that watch this and be like, "Oh yeah, this movie's garbage," but for the most part, I think it's
it's awesome,
awesome.
too.
So
I'll be right back.
but yeah, here's the snake venom poisoning the chocolates.
I wanted to make sure my AC wasn't freezing up.
No problem.
Oh, so one thing, I mean, they do show Rasputin kind of being a
They
manho
do.
in this, but in history or whatever, he is often, and I don't necessarily know, I could be wrong on this. So if somebody in the chat has more knowledge on this, they could yay or nay me on this. But I do know he has been accused of being associated with a underground spiritual Christian sect that is called Kylist or whatever. I think it translates into meaning whips or something like that. But it was basically an obscure Christian sect which believed that those that deliberately committed fornication, then repenting bitterly, would be closer to God in doing so. So they would intentionally go out and fornicate and have orgies and do all this kind of stuff, just so then they could do acts of penance and feel like they would get um, better spiritual graces from God for that. So it's interesting seeing how Spicy Hammer can be in some of their other films didn't
Yeah.
tap into any of that. Uh, so I always thought that was kind of bizarre in that fact, but that was, like I said, it was more of a rumored that he would attend those and even be the leader of those kind of acts. Which, honestly, seeing what a party animal is, I can
Yeah,
see
sure.
him doing that, but I don't think there's enough concrete evidence to say that
Tom
for
and
a
the gang
fact.
said the way Christopher Lee's looking right now is when your drunk uncle bombards your wedding party. He just crashes your wedding party just with whatever was in grandma's closet.
Okay, so we're getting close to the final act of the film here. So I'm sure I want the art students and the film students, specifically those in editing, you will notice something, and I'll try to point it out. It's been a while since I've seen it. But as I mentioned earlier, there was a lot of stuff that they couldn't film, and it was entirely in this part of the film right here in this final third act. And you're going to notice like some things are out of place, like on the wall, like the swords. So there was like, without spoiling, there was supposed to be some kind of fight scene that was supposed to drag out, and unfortunately, they didn't have enough film reels to fully
Oh,
film it
no.
all, or something got damaged and they weren't able to reshoot. I don't know the technicalities of it all, but this whole final third act it has often been accused of having some slight pacing issues and some continuity errors, and that is the reason is because they couldn't fully film the entirety of what was written in the script.
That sucks.
Yes.
You mean they didn't have petabytes of storage? That sucks.
Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, yeah. So right here it says. So this is. It says that the final fight scene between these two men, Christopher Lee and Francis Matthews, was greatly cut by Tony Keyes when Sharp had to leave the film during editing. So, I guess the editor had to peace
The
out.
editor's like, bye.
Yeah. Sorry, I got to go work on this other film. Good luck.
No, definitely not a real person.
No, this seems like a spammer, to be honest.
They don't even show up in
What's
the
going on?
list of viewers on Gilboy's chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what it is? Oh. See? Why is it always me?
Because you're
I have
new.
no idea. Yeah, because you're new
I
Twitch
guess,
account.
Mine used to do that all the time, Gil. So don't feel bad. When I first remember Mage, I had so many in there.
I remember.
It
Yeah.
was bad. This poor guy.
It was.
Like, he was like literally trying to take it away from me, my stream, and he could barely pay attention to the movie because it was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got
Dang,
bad.
really? Oh, wow.
So don't feel bad, bro.
I will not then.
Yeah, back in the original days, after Justin TV to Twitch, it was pretty bad with scammers and bot accounts.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
Like, just
all right.
No,
so I
the
don't
more
feel
you
so
do it,
bad
the
now.
more you
Okay.
get real people. So just do your thing. Yeah.
Keep doing it.
No.
He's like, I really like the poison flavor in
Yes,
these
it's
chocolates.
magnificent.
But I do think it's kind of cool how they do show that they're like, he can't not be killed.
Like they're so irritated by it. Secret Monster. He looks like my mom when she was freshly divorced after my dad ran off with
Oh,
his
no.
roommate.
Oh no.
Just chilling on
Oh,
the
so
couch.
they must poisoned him.
Yeah. When you went to go check on your air unit, they were that guy was injecting a needle with snake venom into his
Oh.
chocolates or whatever.
Someone said this would make a good Pepto commercial.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Does he fall out the window? Nope.
No,
I like how he's just like, okay,
you will see.
we're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, we murdered him.
We're good now.
Well, if he is a real person, he'll respond. Yeah, sorry, I'm not a bot. But if he is a bot, he'll be like 001111100.
Dog, dog, dog.
He's like, "How dare you poison the chocolates?"
Well, you could never know, Nolan. Sometimes people pop in and say, "Hey, you know, I really do like your stream," but that was instant.
Yeah,
I've been watching his stream and nothing. There's nobody in there
the fact that they
would be
are
like
like,
that.
add me to Discord.
Yeah, yeah. Kindly add me on Discord. That's a little sus. Yeah. And then I get a DM. Can I have your
No.
SSI number and your bank account statement? And
Right.
yeah, and your address. Make sure you put the zip code. Thank
the
you.
last three on the back of your credit card. AV
Yeah,
says they
and-
finally killed the real Rasputin after poisoning and shooting and stabbing him by throwing him through a hole in the
Yes.
river ice and drowning him, Google says.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but you know how crazy that is,
And
though?
there's a bonus feature thing on the Blu-ray, and they even talk about how they did stuff to his posterior as
Wow.
well, like when they revisited the autopsy
Yeah.
report. So I don't know how true that is, but according to the Hammer Blu-ray, he was horribly
yeah.
abused before he died.
What a lovely makeup right there.
Usually asking if they're a real person, they'll
Yes.
say, "Yeah, you know, they are real."
It's pretty
It really
disturbing.
is. I love that makeup.
Yeah, it's really not bad for
No.
1966. It's really good.
Yeah.
Somebody said they should have just used the makeup artist from the reptile.
Yeah.
It was probably the beginning artist, guys.
Yeah, so-
be kind.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So here is the part where this whole scene is like edited to all hell, and they couldn't really finish it all, and the editor pieced out and all that jazz. What I was talking about. So if you have a trained eye, kind of just look at where things are placed in the room. You'll kind of see how they've been kind of different here and there. Because there was supposed to be some kind of epic sword fight that lasted for
But
at
you
least,
can
I think, a
tell
minute.
how this is. He's like, I just wanted my booze and hookers.
Hey,
Why
look at the
couldn't you leave
paint
a man
again.
alone?
I was just trying to
Yes.
party.
Why couldn't you leave a man alone? I wasn't doing anything.
Party on, Garth. Party on.
Yeah, party on, Wing. Game on. Oh, and he's gonna throw it out the window.
That was a
Oh.
dummy.
Yeah, that totally looked real.
That was totally real.
So the last little fun fact I have for you here, since we've gotten to this part of the film. So the original ending had Rasputin kind of, lying dead on the ice with his hands held up to his forehead in benediction. But this was considered controversial for religious reasons and was removed. However, if you look hard enough, you can still find stills of the original ending, which still
Oh, wow.
exist. So they decided to alter that to not offend, Russian Orthodox and Christians and stuff. But yeah, that's it, man. I love this film.
I definitely dug it more than I thought.
9 out of 10 for me. I understand if people give it like 7 or 8s or even 5s, but for me, I think it's a
I
good
did
time.
too. Like
you
I
know?
said, I only watched that movie ever once before, so like I was kind of trying to pay attention more to it. So I'll go through and read the secret message chat now that we're here. Um, I forgot
Yeah.
like how.
I wonder. Let me see if I can find the original steel so we can show that. Hang on.
Okay, let me click back on here.
If I could spell original, there we go.
Somebody says 8 out of 10. Because they don't believe in 10 out of 10s. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the real picture of his dead body. I did not want to see that. Okay. I think I need to be more specific. Mad Monk film. Oh God.
Bill's is gonna have nightmares all night. He's gonna be calling the wife.
Oh. Yeah, I saw a dead body on 9 and 10. Oh, come on. I bet it's only on the Blu-ray.
Probably.
So that's all we got. 8 out of 10. That's all
It
anybody's
kind of froze on me, and I'm trying to scroll up. So sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. Okay.
No, okay. I thought people were like, no, screw
We
this.
got 8 out of 10. We got 9 out of 10. We got 10 out of 10. The person that is iffy about Christopher Lee was like, okay, Gilboy, you got a point. I did enjoy him in this film. He won me over.
All right, cool. See, I figured. I was like, you got to at least give him credit for this. I can understand if you don't like him as an actor. That's cool, but I mean, he's great in this. He's
Somebody
awesome.
said something about Lee's eyes just fit perfectly. You could still like see him as Dracula in this, but at the same time, like he's supposed to be playing out someone that truly existed, so it makes it more surreal and wild for me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, you were saying when Gills went away there for a minute, Mage was talking about how it's kind of weird because obviously this movie is not like, freaking history. It's just, it is a movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there was enough real elements to it where it was like, whoa. So like if people didn't know that this is just a movie and they didn't know the history of it, they could basically pass this off as like a documentary.
Yeah.
If you're not knowledgeable. Which I mean is a good thing, but it's also makes you think about like media today too. Like how can they trick you into thinking something is real? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it goes down that weird rabbit hole.
Like they made out found footage, the Blair Witch Project. They made that out to be real back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's
unfortunately I can't find that still, so I apologize, chat. If I can find it later, next time we're on, I know. I'm sorry. Next time I'm on, we'll show it, but I don't think so. I might have to pop in the Blu-ray and take a photo of it, or we'll see.
Someone asked, was this like his final Hammer film?
The final countdown.
No, not at all. I think his final one was. Well, I don't know his absolute final one, but I know one of his later ones was the Satanic Rites.
And I can't wait till we get to that one because I will have to say though, if you are kind of like really not into like the occult stuff, that one may not be for you.
Or it makes you screamy and it freaks you out. You're probably going to have a rough time on that one. That was actually the first Hammer film I had ever seen. And it made me an Insta fan, and I went back and obsessively watched like as many Hammer films as I could.
Okay, let's see here. So the next ones we have more Frankenstein films. I'm kind of curious to see how that went. This movie was beautifully made, but it didn't really capture my attention too much. But I can see why that you would put it in the list of things to pay attention to, especially with the editing mess at the end. I think they did a good job with what little time they had. And thank you for the honest feedback as well. You guys don't really have to like kiss our butts and be like, oh yeah, this movie was awesome and agree with us all the time.
Right.
Those are real raw thoughts.
if you didn't like it, don't
tell
be
us
afraid to
why.
tell
It
us.
leads to
Like, it's cool.
conversation, and like maybe like we could point stuff out.
Yeah.
Like it's cool. So please don't think you have to be like, oh, this is awesome. This is no, don't.
Like I said, I specifically picked this film because a lot of people sleep on it, and I do think it is one of Christopher Lee's best like performances, at least within Hammer, and also from the technical like film kind of nerd side, all the editing, the sets, and how you can reuse stuff.
Absolutely.
So I really wanted to show that, especially since I know we have so many art students and film students and
Yes.
stuff like that. I felt like it would benefit all of you in your
Absolutely.
learning
We do have
process.
someone that says, yeah, while the story wasn't for me, I was too busy paying attention to Lee's acting and his presence because I too also help with acting on the side. I'm usually an understudy, and this will help me greatly. I did pay attention to the set design as that's what I majorly do, and I absolutely adored it in this film. We have somebody that does editing that was like, dude, in a pinch, they did okay. It's not as cheesy as I thought it was going to be when you warned us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we do have people appreciating film, so we get that. Like the story is a bit weird and bonkers. I get that.
Yeah.
But I love.
Yeah, it's way over the top. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but it's fun
yes,
over
it
the
wasn't
top,
boring
you know.
over the top. And I do appreciate that you guys are paying attention to why it was on the list of Hammer to do. I know it's kind of a weird one to like pop in the middle. Like we went from like Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde to this, and then we're going back to Frankenstein.
Yes.
But like, there's a reason for it because like you had to pay attention to this. And showcasing Christopher Lee is one of the greatest things we could do. Because, like Gil said, we've only seen him as Dracula so far, really, except for the Devil Rides Out, who was another character.
Yeah, the
But
Devil
even
Rides
so,
Out.
it's kind of similar to Dracula. So this, you're able to see him more, and it fits with the Hammer theme. So let me see if there was anything else. Tom says he likes it, he digs it. He wants to give it a rewatch because he may have missed a few things with everybody in the bar.
Yeah, I will have to say I've like I said, I kind of pop this in almost every winter just for fun and stuff, and it does reward multiple viewings. Like you'll pick up stuff and like his motives and just like what an evil bastard he is, and I just love his presence in this film. I just think it's so over the top scary.
I truly believe like he took the time to like really get into the Rasputin character. Like he took time to understand the real person and brought that into his acting in this. You know, which is really cool. I was actually kind of blown away at everything for this one, to be honest, because like I said, I've only watched it once in the past, but I didn't really pay attention to it, and now I'm like, oh man, I missed out. Like, this is really cool. I could have used some of this for inspo for some things back in the day when I was doing stuff. So I appreciate that and all the fun facts tonight. That's why I was a little bit more on the quiet side today because I didn't know this film very well, and I was kind of listening to all the fun facts. You actually got to school me today, Gilboy. So thank you for that.
Yay. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have had a little bit more, but I had a lot more than
it's
the
really
other
weird
film
because, like you said, this is kind of like a lost gem. So, like, there's not really a lot to be said for this one and all that kind of stuff. So it's understandable. We have a secret message chat. They're like, yeah, this definitely has to have a rewatch. Sometimes I like to rewatch the films after your streams anyway. I like to watch along with the commentary and then just check it out by myself so I can make sure I'm getting the fullness of the movie. Thank you guys so much for all you do.
I agree.
This is really helping me wind down when I have stresses from the classes. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope you enjoy it on your rewatch. Like I said, I'm telling you, it definitely has rewatch value, and you'll probably enjoy it a lot more. I loved it when I first watched it, but after I watched it a second and third time, I was like, man, this is becoming one of my favorite Christopher Lee films.
Yes, he did such a great job in this one. Okay, we do have somebody that says 10 out of 10. It was beautifully shot.
All right.
The story, while over the top, it makes sense though because the real guy was over the top himself. So it was like to me, what I interpret that as a hidden gem, as a nod to the real man himself. And I love the performances of all actors and actresses in this film. It was beautifully made, and thank you again for showcasing this one.
You're welcome. And I would also like to add too, like I said, this was filmed back to back from Dracula Prince of Darkness, and you can really tell that all the actors that were involved in both these films, since they filmed Dracula first, you could tell that they learned from their mistakes from how they may have portrayed a character in Dracula from this film, like especially with Matthews. In fact, there's clips of him on YouTube talking about how he's very, like, he doesn't speak ill of his performance, but he wishes he would have approached scenes differently in Prince of Darkness after he did it, because he's like, well, that was supposed to be my wife. I should have been a lot more emotional. I should have had like fighting back tears. Where you cut back to this film and you could see he's a lot more emotional on parts where he should be. It's like he's learned from his mistakes. So it's a really cool learning process, at least in my opinion, on where you could make better choices in acting and editing and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. We do have a question if we're going to show more silent horror in the future. Yes, we are. We like to space them out, guys. So we do still have a lot more left, but we did.
I like how people are asking about it though. I'm
I
excited.
think it's because the effects and the way things are acted and portrayed, I think it's really capturing their attention. Plus, when we do those, I found some stuff we could do for an after show of different transformations and silent film, and I found a bunch of like film history stuff that we can kind of showcase for the after show and discuss it. So that's gonna be really fun.
Awesome.
I'm not sure which one we're gonna do next because I'm kind of like scheduled out till September, but probably in October we'll do another silent horror.
We should. I recommend either doing Vampire or Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno, to be honest. And
Yes.
Vampire.
Yeah, I think that would be better for October because it's just that one is actually really freaking creepy.
It is.
I know even the Google AI, like on the scene, like if you're familiar with Dante's Inferno, you know it obviously ends with being with Lucifer, and they like kind of mark it as not safe for work or disturbing imagery. And I definitely think it's disturbing. I mean, I would love to remake Dante's Inferno. I would love to make that film.
I was thinking of doing Dante's Inferno and then hold on here. Sorry, my dad was asking me a question.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so I was thinking of doing Dante's Inferno, then Vampire, and then like doing other ones I found. Like I found more history ones that we do for an after show. Lon Chaney, Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, and Hunchback of Notre Dame. We got to do
I'm
that
so glad you guys are
too,
asking about that. And eventually hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm not drunk, I promise. I've been Major's raging for a minute.
I was like, oh no, it's back.
I had like a lack of sleep this week, so I'm kind of like all over the place. My brain has to heal from that. But what the fuck was I talking about? Shit. Yes.
Silent films.
Thank you. We have a lot to go over that, and I really want to showcase the Lon Chaney ones for the makeup, and then we're gonna do some like Lon Chaney Jr. movies. While not as into it as his father, he was definitely really good in the creature features he was in and stuff like that. So
he's great in as the Wolfman.
Yeah.
I actually love him in Son of Dracula, where he plays, and that's the first appearance of Alucard. So for any Castlevania nerds or Vampire Hunter D or any Helsing, kind of anime nerds out there, that is the first kind of appearance, if I'm not mistaken, of Dracula's name being spelled backwards to be Alucard. So
okay, let's see what else we got here. So yes, buddy. Yes, I know. You're cranky. Me too. Lack of sleep will do that, bud. Anyway, let's see. I can't take that seriously now that we know what it is. Okay, we got another secret message chat. This film is like a winner, but also kind of like mad to me. But it also showcases so much.
Fair.
I'm gonna take a look at it from an editor's standpoint during my rewatch to see what I can learn from it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my gosh. That was weird. That was weird, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like I can see why for me, low 9, strong 8, 9 out of 10 for me. But I can also see why somebody would give this 10 out of 10, and I can also see why people would give it like 4 or 5 or even 6 and 7s. Like I think it depends on your like disposition and how you view films and like what you're grading it based on. I feel like, but yeah, it's definitely something that I think if somebody is going into filmmaking or just kind of likes Hammer or just horror or Christopher Lee, it's a must watch. Definitely. I would definitely, like, if I was to teach film school, I would definitely show this film as well as Dracula Prince of Darkness. I would have that as a double feature back to back so you could see all what you could do.
Someone says that you should, Gills, have short series where Gilboy just does film school tidbits.
Yeah, okay.
They're like nothing long, but just like using like YouTube Shorts, just do like a Gilboy does movie tidbit things. They'd watch that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, I might. Whoa!
Mage has gone.
Hello, God. I should have had that on when I was Sister Gills.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Alright, guys. So let me see.
I love messing with that.
I did update all the Strain episode lives, so you should notice that. I just didn't change the thumbnails because there's no reason to. You can see the title, so you can just follow that. Coming up next is Mage and I are doing a music reacts because AD and Roger thought that would be a cool idea to do. So remember that it is a reaction and music discussion. There will be a lot of pausing because of that. We have to be within fair use. So yeah, if you want to listen to the song thoroughly beforehand, go do that. Also, apparently I don't know love because I don't love baby metal. So if you're going to be the kind of people that are in the chat, get ready because I will put your hate comments on t-shirts and sell them. Okay. We're coming up with Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, following the music.
Yeah!
And then we have some Deathgasm on the 30th.
Oh, that's...
Mage
I
has
cannot
only...
wait. I'm going to have the wife do black metal on me again, I guess.
Mage has only seen a little bit of it because we were trying to do it a long time ago when Lex was on the panel with us. And unfortunately, we
got to the mountain.
Down.
I think. Were we on the mountain?
We were,
I think we were on them.
There was side boob on the mountain, and they're like, "No, you can't do this."
Oh, that scene where the kind of normie chick starts listening to metal. I could see why that got struck. Yeah, because she's all like barbarian.
Yeah, but now we're doing this,
chick or
so
whatever.
we can do it this way. So I bet you're looking forward to that one. That is a horror. It's not really a horror, but it's more like a comedy. It's a metal masterpiece.
Yeah, comedy horror. Comedy horror, maybe.
It's really fun, and I think that was a really good decision to put in between all these serious horror films. And then after that, we have Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell.
Oh, we're going to be finishing off the Frankensteins, man. We're almost done with Hammer. Oh, wow.
This went by so fast. My Darling, The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. I labeled that a weird Hammer adventure because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's... I can't wait to talk about that film.
We have Dracula 1979 AD. That one's actually not too bad. It's actually one of my favorites as well. Then we get the Strain 7, 8, and 9. And then we have the Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Nice.
Quartermass in the Pit will be our final Hammer movie. And we will be closing Hammer out with Rob Zombie's The Munsters. And we're going to talk whether it's a flop or not. Because a lot of our viewers are kind of split. So I'm looking forward to that movie discussion. But I do hope for those that say it's a flop, since you've taken the time to watch these Hammer horror with us, I hope that maybe you can watch it and show a little new appreciation for that film.
I will be surprised to see, like, I can understand people who are not well versed in Hammer or don't like Hammer or didn't know about Hammer films would watch that movie and just be like, it's garbage. But I like you're saying, I think with this lens of us watching all these Hammer films and we watch that, I think a lot of people in chat are going to be like, hey, that's like from the Hammer Frankenstein, and that's the Hammer Dracula, and that's the Hammer Dr. Jekyll's sister. I really think we're gonna see a lot of people kind of geeking out since they've been on this Hammer journey with us on it. And even still, if you do see all and think it's cool and still think it's a bad movie, that's great too.
Why.
But
I'm gonna want to know why. We're gonna have a really good film discussion with that. Because I know when that one first came out, I was leery about it too. Because I'm like, man, I'm really picky about the Munsters. I really love the show, but then it is Rob doing it, and he really loves it too. It is rated G, but there are hidden adult jokes in it.
Yeah, it's just fun.
And I think a lot of people took it too seriously. As soon as they saw Rob and Sherry were involved, they were thinking House of 1,000 Monsters. And
it's gonna be white trash horror monsters.
The Monsters like one of Zombie's like favorite things. Of course, he's gonna do a good homage to it. So I really don't understand.
One of his best songs is about the Dracula. So
I didn't really understand why they thought they would go like the gore route, stuff like that. I don't really understand. So.
And then my favorite criticism is it looks cheap, as if the original TV show didn't have strings on the bats.
I love that. I love that he kind of kept it cheap looking and weird looking. It was like you were really brought into a colorful monster universe. So I really look forward to doing that one and closing out Hammer Horror with this. I'm so glad we took time to do Hammer Horror too. This was really fun. And now we're going to be going into like the Psycho films afterwards, and we got some Bela Lugosi coming up. We got the Conjuring series coming up because Mage requested that we do that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really fun. And then we'll probably start taking requests from our watchers soon because we'll be all caught up. And yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. I can't wait. I'm really excited for everything to come. I am super excited to get the haunt stuff done as well. I'm really excited.
I'm already. I got 6 pages done on the new one.
I can't wait. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to kind of start being able to show like behind the scenes and stuff like that. I'm not going to show it before the event. Obviously, I don't want anything spoiled. But
spoilers,
you will start seeing like pictures and stuff uploaded when I can.
Ooh, I can't wait. I hope to scare you all.
Also,
in a healthy, traumatic way.
Also, guys, at the end of the Hammer Horror thing, we'll like celebrate, and we will be asking you like questions on like what were your favorites and stuff like that. You don't have to choose now because we're not done yet, but I'm curious to see what a majority of you are going to say, whether it matches what mine is and Gil's and Mage's. Looking to see like how we'll differ and the reasons why. This has just been really, really fun. I'm kind of sad that Hammer Horror is ending soon, though.
Like,
I
know.
I mean, now it's like what?
I know. Well, there's still so many hammers that we could do in the future.
Even modern ones too.
Little, little one shots like the Woman in Black with what's his name, Daniel or Harry Potter guy. We could show that one. We could even show.
That's a Hammer Horror film.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of the. That's when they try to come back, and then they kind of went away, and then did a couple sequels, and then now they're going to come back with the kind of Cthulhu Mythos one. I think this year or next or whatever. I know it's coming out sometime soon. But yeah, we could go back and show like even the kind of more film noir or kind of crime thriller. Crime thriller hammers. There's a lot more of the. We could show some of the more the other two Mummy films. So if you guys really want more Hammer in the future, let us know. There's quite a bit we could still show you guys. But for me, these were just like the essential ones.
Yes, please do more Hammer Horror in the future. Yeah,
okay,
so if you want to
awesome.
start putting a second list together, obviously we'll space it out. We won't put it directly after. But we'll start it up again soon. I think that would be a great idea. It seems to be going over well, and the audience seems to enjoy it. We enjoy it, and we did switch our title to Movie Madness, so we can open up to different genres as well and talk actually like more films. So while horror over here is our main bread and butter, there's other ones that we can start seeing too, so we can talk about them and have a good time. There's no point in just being one genre, honestly.
Yeah.
Hammer's got a bunch of cool, fun caveman films that would be fun to have a bunch of Dino Nuggies and
Yes.
watch.
And then
So
somebody's asking if we're gonna do more 40s and 50s sci-fi films. I noticed you guys did them in the past. Too bad I missed it. Please tell me you guys are gonna touch base on all those films. Yes, we could do that again. Yeah.
Yes. And since you brought up them, a little fun fact is there is rumors within the industry that is up and being remade, and it is going to be remade, if I'm not mistaken, by the guy who did the first Cloverfield.
Okay, so maybe it won't be too bad.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm hoping if they do it, they still make it a 50s period piece, because I don't know if that would work too well in modern setting. And but I also could see it if as a found footage film, but I would prefer it to be an authentic remake period piece. If you're gonna,
I've never seen Cloverfield.
Okay, so we're gonna have to do that.
Well, we're gonna have to do that. And I swear, man, that monster's been in my nightmares for a while. So I'll probably close my eyes during the end of that movie.
Like the spiders in the other movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely like. I'm a big 50s, 60s sci-fi, science fiction horror guy. So we'll definitely, I'm sure, show more of that
And
as time
for
goes
the
on.
modern ones, we're going to be doing quite a bit as well. I'm looking forward to when we get into like the 2010s before it got really like super too HD. It still kind of had grit on the film.
Yeah,
but
I like 4K though. Myself, anyways.
I kind of miss when things were a little bit.
That's
yeah,
awesome,
I just
Mercy.
had to. So it was one of our viewers sent that to me, so I had to share.
That's amazing.
Mage, I would share it with you, but I'm not sure if you would get the reference with that Depeche Mode song. But
go ahead.
I'll send it anyway. I kind of miss when film was a little bit grainy. Sometimes I feel like in certain genres, it being so clear, it kind of takes away from the atmosphere a little bit. Especially in like horror movies, like now, like you could kind of like see where they can mess up. Like you'll see a cameraman in the background, and you'll see like the camera itself, or sometimes you'll see like cables and stuff, and they don't even try to hide it. Like I don't know, something about that grainy thing, or like when you watch like the early 2000s horror movies and like cell phones weren't a thing, so like it's kind of like more scary because you didn't have a phone on you. So like if you were stranded or something and there was a creature coming for you, you like literally had to think. Now it's like, Google, what should I do? And the AI bot is just like, please don't ask me these questions, but I do have an ad for you. Here's the baby oil because Mace keeps sending you memes about the Diddy parties.
Yeah, I know. Straight up. Oh, I would also like for us in the future to show the subspecies films. The Radu, since everyone seems to be liking Hammer horror, I think everybody would love Radu the vampire. He's my favorite vampire, obviously, is Dracula, and I think my close second would be Radu from the Full Moon Pictures. Same people that did Puppet Master and all that stuff have an amazing cult classic vampire series. There's 4 films. We should definitely show those, and they are since we have done Hammer, if we watch them, I know a lot of people will see that they are kind of love letters to Hammer and that kind of gothic horror
Have you ever seen
genre.
Subspecies?
No.
Okay, could be awesome.
They're really fun. They're great, and and what's so cool is that especially for film students, you can see that in the first film they had not too good of a budget. But it made a lot of money, and the producer, I think is Charles Band, was genius on how he used his funds for the sequel. And with each film, the graphics and the cameras and the everything, the makeup, the costumes gets better and better and better, to where when you get to the 3rd and 4th one, it's very high production.
Absolutely. I recommend them, Mage, so you're gonna have a good time. Now, of course, we're gonna have to do some Alien for Mage over here.
Yeah.
We'll do that in October.
Oh yeah, we got to.
And then Mage.
Yes. My wife is looking forward to that a lot. That's
She gonna watch
favorite
along
movie
with
of all
us?
time. So
No, it
Oh
is.
yeah,
It is.
oh
It's
yeah.
awesome.
For sure.
And Mitch, what other series would you like us to take a look at besides like the Conjuring series? Do you have anything else in mind, or?
Um, putting me on the spot here.
Twilight?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Twilight.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know you
The
mentioned.
sparkle.
I know you mentioned like maybe like some of the Tubi movies that you like the live stream one.
Yeah, I would like to watch some of those. Found
Yeah.
footage would be actually pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I remember that you
More
mentioned
found
that.
footage.
So
Yeah, I really want to see Frogman. I don't know if you know that one, Mage, but it
No.
looks really cool. Like I like. Well, I know I'm kind of biased. I like swamp monsters, and
True.
lake monsters, but it looks real creepy. So I definitely think we should show that the next time we do like a whole found footage month thing or something.
we also
Okay.
have to do. It's in really high demand from everybody watching that we do a remake month.
Yes. We should not. Oh God, if we do Poltergeist, I don't know.
Like I'm not sure if we'll
Man.
do Poltergeist because that one's really bad. But I was
Yeah, I'd have
thinking
to
The
probably
Fly with
be
Mr.
wasted to do
Frost.
that.
The
Yes.
Thing, obviously.
Oh
John Carpenter's The Thing.
yes.
What about
But
Freddy
I'm also-
Krueger?
I
I don't know about that one.
I would
think
be
I think
opposed
maybe
to
we
it because I think
should
you can
do
see
it.
where they went
Yeah,
wrong.
Maybe,
we
yeah.
probably
You know what
should.
I
We
mean?
probably should show that.
Like,
Um,
we should show the first
I don't-
original
because-
one and then show the remake. I think.
yes.
Yes, yeah, because I don't necessarily think the remake's bad, but it's
Yeah.
not
It's
good
just-
either. Like I don't know.
I've
if
never
that makes
seen
sense.
it, but seeing his makeup and all that, it just
Yeah.
looks smoother than it just doesn't look as gritty.
It's just unnecessary. Just
Yeah,
bring Robert England
yeah.
back. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
make another
Yeah.
one. Like who cares? It could just be a
Mhm.
what if story, or we're gonna remake the sixth film.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you could just. And who cares? Who cares if it doesn't make sense? Just bring him back. He's getting
Yeah.
old.
He's scared.
He might not be able to do the
shit
character
out of me.
anymore.
Oh yeah, and it's so weird because he's such
me
a nice
too, man.
guy.
Yeah, right.
Yes, he is.
I've seen
When I met
videos.
him, I kind of like freaked
He
out. but
signed
he's
my
so
friend's
nice.
tattoo
Yeah.
of him on her leg, and she got his
Oh.
signature tattooed with his.
That's
it's
cool.
really cool.
That's cool. Yeah, he signed one of my Funko Pops, and I was like so starstruck.
Yeah, he's actually a really nice dude. So like for him to be able to be so like creepy in that, he has the perfect voice for the Freddy character. So that's like really big shoes.
He
to fill.
does. And I think the actor they picked for the remake, he's a good actor. He's the guy in that plays
Yeah.
Rorschach in Watchmen, and he's also in Dark Shadows. But like I said, I just like it's not a movie that needs to be remade.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not. It's still like, to me, the first Nightmare on Elm Street is still
Yeah.
terrifying. It's still up. There's so many, like, this newer generation. At least when I talk to them, yeah, they still
Mhm.
think it's awesome. They think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
creepy. It's fun.
It really
you know?
is.
Freddy's a great character. That's my TED talk
Absolutely.
on it.
So yeah, I'm interested. Like, okay, so I'm trying to see when we do the remake stuff. Do you want to just do a double feature with the original first, and then have intermission, and then do the remake after?
We could do that, honestly.
We
Well,
could
like
do
a
that.
couple. We won't do
Yeah.
them back to back, obviously, but like we'll sprinkle in like when we do the remake stuff, we could sprinkle in some double features, maybe like more on Saturday nights and Friday nights, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is
yeah.
we could ask?
Yeah.
What does chat want to do? That'd be fine either.
Secret message chat's fine with double features.
Double
I think
feature, okay. I mean, I like doing the
too.
double features too. I just don't want people to get burnout. But if you're not going to
I
get
think
burnout,
it's-
then let's do
I
it.
think it's
I'm all
because
for
like
it.
you
I'm
know
all
we
for it.
actually talk about it. We're not just sitting here being like, blah,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, everybody, Tom
drooling on
and the gang is like, as long as you guys are live, we'll play you at the bar. So it's up to you guys.
That's good.
Awesome. Okay.
So,
All right. Well, if chat's for it,
Yeah.
I'm for it.
absolutely,
for
I'm
it.
for it. I just
Let's do it.
especially now that the potatoes actually here, I don't get as tired as easily, so I can definitely do double features and after shows now. So yes, because then we'll do the
Nice.
Fly with Vincent Price and then the Fly with Mr. Frost there.
Yes. And we should also show
Yes.
Return of the Fly too. That's also
Um,
really good. I like all the Fly movies, and we could even show Fly 2 with Jeff Goldblum's
Yeah, oh
son.
gosh.
I know it's bad,
Yeah,
but I
we
love it.
will have to. We should have like a bad horror movie month where it's dedicated to like
Yes.
goofy bad movies. There you go, bud.
Yeah.
Nothing. We're
Yeah,
not
that'd be
watching
fun.
things again, guys.
I-
Don't even ask. Okay.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
dang
I-
it!
I
Really?
think what we'll do.
Oh
Hold on, let me
man.
look.
Oh yes, that's based off of the comic book series Crossed.
Oh wow,
80.
80.
And I used to read Crossed as a kid, and it was so freaking disturbing. We should show that, but that's going to be really hard to watch if you're very squeamish. It makes the Terrifier movies look
Yeah.
like a kid's film.
So instead of doing things on the anniversary of watching that, we are going to watch one of his other ones.
Slayer.
There's Wicked World from 1991, which looks very strange. I've never seen it, but
Ooh, what is it? It's
yes,
Wicked World?
it's from 1991. Wicked World is nothing like you've ever experienced. Grant Eklund is a dirty cop who, with a checkered past that endlessly haunts him. His woman is murdered by a serial killer named Harold. That's a weird name for a. Okay, cool. Who slaughters
All right.
countless numbers of humans in the city of Toronto, Canada, before finally being locked up and sent to a mental institution. Now, many years later, Harold is set to be released back into society, and Eklund hopes for a final showdown with his arch enemy. So, instead of watching
Okay.
things, we'll probably check that one out. And then there's a couple more that he has. Let's see if I can. Where is it?
Are we going to show Jaws Revenge
We
during the Bad
probably
Movie
should.
Month?
That's the
I've never seen
poster
it.
for Wicked World.
I'm already excited. That font
It really
screams 80s.
does.
Yeah.
It's like what's the band
Yes!
Municipal Waste or whatever?
Yes, I kind of dig the cover of this though. Like, it's
Yeah. It looks like they were a grunge band that decided to be thrash metal, but they were also inspired by black metal, which is why they're in the
so
woods.
we'll do that one. When it comes to the anniversary of watching things, we'll watch Wicked World, and then there's like 2 other movies that are just his alone that we can do in the future. I just really, guys, I have things burn out. It was fun the first couple times, but like
I bet.
I really can't watch
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah.
So
I could watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it
don't
will
believe
be
in
a
lying.
long time before we'll revisit it on this panel again.
Right.
Simply because like we kind of
Yeah.
pointed out everything about it, and I don't want burnout to happen on the show. So
Yeah, I found it on Tubi, and I was
We-
showing my wife it, and just skipping around. She's like, "What in the hell?"
Yeah. I would like sometime next year for us to have an HP Lovecraft
absolutely.
month where we show like Big On, Reanimator, The Unnameable, even the new Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage. That's
I
a great
definitely
one
want to
too.
do the Reanimator.
Yes, we should show all 3 of
Absolutely.
them.
I've never
what?
seen it.
Oh, you've never seen
I
them?
think you're gonna
Oh
dig
man, they're
'em.
great. They're a good time. From Beyond is also really good. I know. There's an old school debate. Which one do you like more, Reanimator or From Beyond? And really, in my opinion, there's no wrong answer. But I always side with Reanimator.
Never seen Beyond either.
Well, we have such
Ooh,
sights
that's
to show
true.
you.
That's true.
Well, yeah, we definitely need to do Hellraiser. Oh God, Mage, I'd love to see your face on seeing the.
I've
Hellraiser
seen
movies.
part of it on TV when I was younger, but never really watched it.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't think my mom liked it, and she was just skipping through. And
Yeah. Well, that's a fun movie too because it just from like a filmmaker's perspective. Because I could be wrong on this, but if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the only kind of horror films that had a set budget. That when the dailies were going back to the studio, they were so blown away with what the makeup artists were doing that they actually gave them more money to do more effects and more
That's cool.
shots. And yeah, so it's a really cool film to talk about as far as like from the making of it perspective. And I still think it holds up today with its
Yeah.
graphics. Like it's just they did stuff that most movies don't even do now, like as far as like
Yeah.
practical effects. And,
For sure. All right, guys. I think we can wind it down. We did our 2-hour stream tonight. We were
yes.
up late last night, and I actually have to go get my grocery pickup tomorrow. I went really early, so I got to be able to do that. Thank you
Yes.
guys for joining us today, and
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you
thank
all.
you to everyone that supports the channel and the show. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to growing the show as we go and making it more interactive
Yes.
and fun.
Yep.
So please stay tuned, and thank you for being here at our basically infancy of being a horror show. We
Yeah.
appreciate it and having the patience with us as we grow and all this stuff. Except for Roger, who
Yes.
constantly calls us slackers.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I just saw your comment, 80. Yes, please put it in the drive. I would love to watch that. Maybe not tonight because I want to sleep. But yeah.
Right.
So thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week. Remember that next Friday,
Yes.
we don't normally have a live stream, but Mage and I are doing a music stream. Gilboy's going to go hang out with some really cool people. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yes.
And
It's gonna
then
be
on
fun.
the next day, we have more
Better get a lot of
Hammer.
pictures.
So,
Oh my goodness.
night 80, thank you for being here. As always, good night, Roger, my twin. Thank you for being here. Apparently, Nolan, thanks for being here now that you're my dad. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
the YouTube family just keeps growing, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds great to
And
me.
Mr. Scrunch says goodnight to you all. He's actually looking at the screen with his eyebrows raised, like, what in the hell am I looking at? So good night, guys. And